Hi, my name's Elvie.
Hi, my name is Kelsey.
Hi, my name is Rujo.
Hi, my name's Ryan.
Hi, my name is Jelly.
And this is
RVGKE Productions.
So this is evaluation part 6, and we're going to be doing a response to our audience focus group. According to our brief, we were meant to target 16 to 24-year-olds, but we decided to target an age range between 14 to 19 years old because we thought that we would be able to relate more with that kind of audience demographic.
Our target audience are going to be mainly females rather than males. This is purely because both our protagonists are both females, so our audience will be able to relate to them and they'll feel this empowerment from them because they are leading in the film.
Our social class will be D's to E's, as this will show the audience our characters' lives and their lifestyle, as they are poor or just having trouble with money.
Our main ethnicity would be East African, mainly because Soraya and Halima are both from East Africa. They're from Somalia. So then people can sympathize with the characters.
In regards to religion, we feel that our audience will largely be Muslims due to the fact that our two main protagonists are Muslims themselves. In regards to props that we use in our opening sequence, we decided to use the Tesco branded version of a milk bottle to represent the fact that Halima and Soraya are from a lower socio-economic class as they're unable to afford higher quality brands.
We decided to use milk as a prop because milk is part of is essential in everyday life. And so we wanted to put in our opening scene of BSR because they don't have it, it just shows that they're really cool.
Another prop that we used in our BSR opening sequence was prayer beads as the iconography, as it has iconography since it shows that Halima and Soraya are both very religious and they like to have religious items surrounding the house to show that they want to be as close to home as they can. We decided to film the beginning of our opening sequence in an estate. This is purely because estates usually have connotations to an area of low progression, and it also shows how local it is and is very local to the many other areas that are located in our film.
Similar circumstances are shown in the film Attack the Block, in which we see an establishing shot of the estates as well as an establishing shot of Oval Station, which is located near to our own settings for our own opening sequence.
We decided to film some of our shots near the bus stop because we thought we wanted to represent and reflect upon society and how transport, such as buses, are accessible to working class citizens. And the idea of having a bus, especially now, is recognised as a landmark to the inner city London. Okay, so an example of where transport is seen is in London to Brighton at the very beginning, during the opening sequence, whereby the two female protagonists enter the tube station, which just shows how accessible and how easy it is to find transport within the area of filming.
The school we used was Henry Forster Primary School. The reason why we used this for Soraya is because it's a public school and it shows that they aren't able to afford private schools and they can only get the closest school they can get.
For the role of Halima, I felt that I was best able to play this role. This is mainly because I fit the description of Halima, so I'm Somali, I'm black, I'm a woman and I'm Muslim. And so I felt that it was much easier, instead of asking someone else to take the role, that I could just do it myself. Also the fact that I have a GCSE in drama shows that I've had some experience, not too much, but I've had some experience in doing acting and other things that will help me perform the role of Halima much better. Sequence for our film, Born in Somalia, Dead in England, we had our protagonists be both female. This is because it's not usually seen a lot of times in many BSR films, so we wanted to develop this. In the film NW, they also have a protagonist as female, so we felt that we wanted to have our protagonist be female too.
We decided to cast cartoon sister Soraya as the role of Soraya, because we felt that they can easily express a genuine sisterly relationship between them because they are sisters in real life, as well as the fact that because they're like biological sisters, you can actually see the physical similarities in both their faces, so it kind of further reinforces the theme of family growth that's expressed in our opening sequence.
New actors, as we wanted to go through a similar strategy as Film 4 for Fish Tank, as they used a casual person who has similar characteristics to the character they wanted, which made things more realistic and more understanding.
I think I just want to add to the fact that by having new actors and the fact that they're untrained allows us to portray a more documented aesthetic. Halima's personality is antisocial and kind of distant towards other people, as we see throughout the opening sequence, especially to the interaction with the antagonist. And I feel like that is relatable with audiences who watch this because, especially in a place where one has to adapt, it's difficult because of the surrounding and scenery.
So in regards to diasporial stereotypes, our own opening sequence doesn't necessarily challenge any conventions, but we just develop on stereotypes which are established in modern society.
For example, when born in Somalia, Soraya in the opening scene, she says, hurry up, I'm hungry. This shows that
She's very demanding.
And that it fits into the stereotypes of children always wanting food.
In our film, both Halima and Soraya are both wearing hijabs. The fact that they are both wearing it shows that they're both very religious and take religion as a priority in their lives. As it's not a very typical, not typically seen in everyday London women, it shows that they are trying to keep their heritage from back home, as that's all they have with them.
So our protagonist, the bystander, wears typical clothes associated with a particular background. Tracksuit bottoms, trainers, jackets with a hood, and the colour itself in the jacket, which is blue, associated with the male figure, typical to the youth populace of South London, Lambeth particularly.
An example of this is similarly shown in Kidulthood, in which the antagonist, Sam, is shown wearing tracksuits along with trainers and jogger bottoms, which kind of reinforces the fact that males who are seen like dressed in a similar way are from the same lower socio-economic classes.
For example, in Born in Somalia and Dead in England, we see Halima wearing a jacket, an Arabian abaya, and her hijab. This shows that she's subverting from the stereotype of a traditional Somali clothing.
I just want to add to what Vi said and state the fact that with this kind of non-traditional clothing, what it is portraying is how Halima is trying to also adapt to the kind of typical clothwear of British society. The coat kind of almost has this connotation of the weather, the influence of weather, and the fact that that coat is for its normal purposes.
Soraya, you can see that she wears a school uniform, which shows that she is being educated and she's quite young. This also furthers the point that she is going, even though she is an orphan and she's being looked after by her sister and financially unstable, she is still trying to get an education.
Religion, immigration, parenthood, discrimination, aspiration and escape, and racism.
Originally, we were expected to focus on 3 themes, but we decided that we were able to, or we had the opportunity to address more themes in our opening, as it would reflect upon the matters of society more.
I thought that our film was quite successful in showing the conventions of BSR films. However, we did have some issues that we could have improved on.
Which were firstly sound issues, because there was loads of scenes where it was muffled, especially when Halima and Soraya were inside the house. It was different to when they were outside the house. And in the last scene, when they were on the bus, it was really, really muffled, and you could hear white noise.
In our BSR film, we had a non-existing budget, which means that we can't invest in new props, items, or anything to enforce our editing skills or anything like that. So we can't improve our quality or things like that. So we have to use very simplistic things.
One of the issues that we were addressed was the fact that Soraya wasn't shown much in the opening sequence. The fact that she wasn't made as apparent as Halima, which didn't emphasize on the fact that she is an actual protagonist.
We also didn't show Halima's passion for her religion as much. Even though the audience get to see her wearing a hijab and doing wudu, which is done for prayer, we could have added other things. For example, if we saw Halima reading the Quran, which is the holy book of, in Islam, or if we saw Halima praying in the morning, could have reinforced the fact that she's very passionate about her religion. However, we weren't able to do it. It was kind of invasive. So we wanted to just show that she's wearing a hijab, which is
The indication.
that she's very religious. Thank you for watching our part 6
Evaluation.